Wow, that's quite the interesting hint you're giving me, game. Anyway, hey everyone, ArdrethShadow here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Forlorn Heart, Chapter 2, Nightmare. So previously, Akane was hit with the revelation that MC is in the hospital. And now she has to deal with some nasty rumors going on revolving around her and how she apparently does not care about him. So here we go. Once the next bell rings, I look around and see nearly everyone is back. That is, except for the person I've been anxiously waiting for. I look around and see Himari is at her usual spot, but Kodo seems to be MIA at the moment. I wonder where she is. As if on cue, she hurries right in and takes her seat. She holds up one finger as I look her way. Okay. I'm going to guess she spoke to one of them. As for the rest of the class, I'm not paying attention to the lesson, considering everything swirling around in my mind right now. Akane? Huh? Oh, is class over? I'm surprised you didn't hear the bell. Anyway, well, I just wanted to follow up with you. I was able to talk to Monika earlier, but not Yuri. I'll see if I can find her during lunch. Did Monika say anything? It looks like the other teachers made similar announcements regarding what happened to Daniel. So Monika was made aware of what happened. What she didn't know about, however, was the cake Daniel was going to offer you. I filled her in on those little details as much as I could. Oh, so if she knows, most likely the other girls in the literature club are aware as well. I always wanted to hear Daniel tell me he felt the same way about me the way I feel about him. But I didn't want it to go like this. As far as I know, they're not aware of how you feel about him like me and Monika do. But they might eventually hear about how Daniel was going to confess to you. Wait, you don't mean... Unfortunately, yes. That's not all, though. When I spoke with Monika, I overheard a few things from the other students. Do I even want to know what kind of things? Nothing vulgar as far as I know. It seems, however, that some of our classmates couldn't help but add to the drama of the situation. And I guess just for some bit of useless trivia, when sitting down and brainstorming, like, exactly how they would bully Akane, a lot of the things, like, I just kind of looked at it and I'm just like, I really do not want to put her through such and such, but the story kind of needs it, so you might say that I did my best to kind of scale back so that way, at least just because neither of us, Nightmare Ninja and I, we don't want to see Akane sad, crying, or getting tortured. I just tried my best to find some middle ground. So, I mean, like, 'cause yeah, Akane is important to Team Trader and to me as well. For those who have forgotten, Akane is a tribute to a woman I cared a lot about named Arlene, who passed away almost 4 years ago. Jeez. So as a tribute to her, Akane embodies most of the positive qualities of the girl I fell for, and not so much the one that broke my heart and told me I was a nuisance to her, and to basically go screw myself. Anyhow, I also kind of thought back to some of the ways I was bullied as well, and, well, likewise, I was just here like, I don't want to put Akane through most of that. Let me tell you, I have a whole bunch of stories about how, especially in middle school, I was tormented to hell and back. And ironically, I had certain people, like, make rumors up about me. Like I said, most of those stories, I mean, that's for another day. For now, though, let's jump back in here. But I'll just say that, yeah, some of this was based off some of my personal experience, as well as drawing from inspiration from the game that kind of inspired Forlorn Heart. Anyway.
What? Yeah. According to Monica, it seems a few of our classmates who saw the cake box and the letters in your hand took it upon themselves to connect the dots. There's been some idle chatter about it, and they've been adding some unneeded and embellished details to the story. Great. Just what I need. I'm sure Destiny and Momoko already know about this. Yes. Yeah. Odds are they already do. As if my life wasn't already hell with them in it. At this rate, I think this little secret I've been holding is something the others will have to know about. What do you mean? My mother made me swear to never talk about this to anyone, as it could put Yuri and me in danger. Mio was an exception just due to our close friendship. Now, though, seeing as you've become embroiled in this goes just beyond our family.
Or maybe this goes beyond just our family. Oh well.
You and potentially the rest of our friends could become affected by this. I can't stand by and do nothing while he causes havoc in our lives. I'm still going to discuss this with Yuri. And I think it's time we shed some light on a few things. Not just for you, but to the other members of the Literature Club as well. If you're sure. I mean, if it's going to put you both in danger, then I don't feel like you have to. No. It's as I've said. Not only are you involved in this, but I'm sure this has something to do with Daniel as well. This person, he has no sense of guilt or shame. He's used people as mere playthings, tossing them away once they're no longer useful to him. I'm fearful that now he's set his sights on you and Daniel. I'm not sure I fully get it, but I trust you. I'd be surprised if you did. Thank you for trusting me, Akane. I can't say how much I cherish you and all of our friends here. That's why it's time to come clean and explain all of this to everybody. Considering this is Yuri's curse as much as it's mine, I still want to talk to her about it before I take any action. Yeah, whoever you're talking about sounds like some kind of freaky sociopath. Honestly, that's putting it nicely. Anyway, considering it's lunchtime now, I won't hold you up any longer. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to find Yuri now. Okay. Thanks, Kato. I'll let you know what she tells me, okay?
Before I can answer, she's already out of the room. I let out a deep sigh, gather my things, and start heading out myself. Yeah, and this part was especially difficult, and just in the sense of, like, it works for what we're going for, but it's still painful to see Akane going through this. Anyhow, okay, Akane, it's time for lunch. Usually I try to eat peacefully in the cafeteria, but considering the day I've been having, I don't know. From the moment I stepped out of the classroom, a lot of the idle chatter stopped and all eyes were on me. Yeah, Koto wasn't lying. Rumors don't usually spread around the school so quickly, but looks like this one is an exception. Please, please stop staring at me. I didn't do anything wrong. As I pass by, the chatter picks up again in hushed whispers. Without even trying, I can make out a few words here and there. Hey, did you hear? About what? About that one guy named Daniel. Apparently he's on his deathbed right now after buying some cake for his crush. She pauses long enough to take a look at me as I'm passing by. Get out! How'd that happen? They found a cake box from that new bakery that after the ambulance got him. It's pretty recognizable. I mean. Damn, you're right. So you're saying that little bitch? They stop talking long enough to stare at me before they continue talking. They were saying, "Please go out with me, Akane," was written on the box, too. How sad. Poor guy just wanted to get his crush to like him. Seriously? Poor guy didn't realize he was falling for some jinx. Worst part? She doesn't feel anything for him. They've got the same homeroom, right? Oh yeah, I think one of my friends has homeroom with them too. Yeah, when the teacher announced it to the class, everyone was losing their minds. Except for her. Damn, girl. Not only is she a jinx, but she didn't even give the guy a chance. No wonder he was pulling all the stops for her. Yeah, this line especially was kind of... like, this whole... her crying, her saying this... like, that did get me, just because I'm like... because, I mean... as it is, bullying someone due to some... very flimsy logic and circumstances is never cool. It's another thing to literally wish upon them bad things like this. And either way, definitely not cool, IRL. For real. Geez, forget being a jinx. She's a frickin' Black Widow. Stop it. Stop it. I can't listen anymore. I pick up the pace and make a break for the rooftop. I don't want to be around anyone right now. Everywhere I go, I keep hearing whispers and gossip saying that I killed Daniel, or that I'm a walking disaster. What's worse are the rumors saying that I didn't feel anything for him. That's not true. That's not true. I don't deserve to be with an amazing guy like him. I make it to the roof in no time, dodging all kinds of angry and suspicious glares being thrown my way. I don't want to be in there right now, not with all of them judging me. I hardly ever come up here to the roof. Then again, I don't think anybody does either. Good for me. I take a seat at one of the benches. I honestly don't feel like eating anything right now. There's a nasty pit in my stomach, and I feel like someone ripped my heart out. I pull out the letter from Daniel out of my bag and look at it again. Then I open the cake box to look at the chocolate cake he wanted to give me. I'm not sure how you knew I liked chocolate cake. I don't think I ever mentioned it to you. Did Monica tell you? Oh, Daniel. Why did you do that? I could never repay you for being so thoughtful and caring. Especially now. Some girlfriend I would be. I feel a tear roll down my cheek, falling onto the cake box. It was very sweet of him to try to get this for me, but... you didn't have to go out of your way for someone like me, Daniel. I would have been happy if you'd even just asked me without any sort of gift. I'm nothing all that special. If anything,
I nearly got you killed. Maybe things would have been better if you'd never met Akane. I look up, trying my best to hide my tears. It's Monica. She walks over to me slowly. It's only then that I see it looks like she's been crying as well. Monica, She takes a seat next to me. That's the cake Daniel wanted to give you, isn't it? Sayuri told me how she saw him going to the bakery this morning. Which you did see that in Chapter 1. That ambulance we saw this morning. I don't know, but I can't hold back anymore. Monica immediately pulls me in close to her, letting me cry into her shoulder. She holds on to me tightly as I cry my heart out. Why did it have to be him? Why did he have to go above and beyond for someone like me? Monica tightens her hug on me, rubbing my back as I continue crying into her shoulder. It's only then that I realize... Monica? Yeah? I pull away slightly and see some fresh tears in her eyes. I'm sorry, No, Monica. I should be the one who's sorry. If it weren't for me, Daniel wouldn't be... Don't say that, Akane! You didn't do anything wrong. It's not your fault. None of this is. I sure don't feel that way. I know there's those stupid rumors going around, but they're wrong. They don't know what they're saying. Yeah, but you can't let them get to you, Akane. Don't let their words become your reality. Which, this was a quote that came directly from Cascada singer Natalie Horler. Back when yes, if you can believe it, I did write to her once. And in that message, well, you have to remember I was just a dumb teenager, but I basically kind of mentioned to her how, that I'm obviously a huge fan, clearly, to this day I still use, some of the music in these videos, but anyway, how I was basically getting bullied for liking Cascada. Once this guy that I used to be friends with saw that and blurted it out to everybody, well, that was carte blanche for first class for the evening for him. And up until the end of high school, I did get teased quite a bit for it. And yeah, so basically I wrote to her about how they were saying all these things about me and how it just made me feel awful for, for a lot of things. And she responded with this quote that, unfortunately, I can't repeat it word for word just due to my bad memory, but it was something like, other people's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. When there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot hurt you. So in other words, don't listen to what everyone outside is saying to you. Because deep down in your heart, you know who you are. You don't let other people define you. You are the one that defines you. And that stuck with me to the point where I even used it as my senior yearbook quote, as a way to kind of remind myself if I ever did fall into that trap again. And that is one of the central themes of October Horizon as well, but that's another mod for another day.
So, as you can kind of see, like, not to the same extreme, but that bit of bullying from my time in high school, at least combined with that quote from Natalie, I guess you could say that does sort of, like, go into this, obviously. Because unfortunately, Akane, much like me when I was in high school, she doesn't have a lot of confidence in herself. She has a low self-opinion of herself. Like I did. So, it's almost like it can be easy to let others sway you and mislead you, but it's not easy. Especially if you fall into this mindset, but so long as you remember who you are, yeah, at the risk of quoting the Lion King, so long as you remember who you are and stay true to yourself and just shut out any of the negativity that people are throwing at you, then all the terrible things that they say doesn't have to become your reality. Anyway, easy for you to say, Monica. She seems to calm down a little as she dries some of her tears. I spoke with Kodo earlier. She was being kind of dodgy with some of the questions I had. Like how that cake made it to you safely, for one thing. She also said she wanted to talk to all of us in the Literature Club about this. She was hoping you could be there. But then what about my part-time job? You work at the Jade Jasmine downtown, right? Yeah, for Miss Yamaguchi. Why are you asking, though? Yuri goes by there regularly and says the shopkeeper is very understanding. I'm sure she'll understand if you tell her what's going on. I don't know. Let me talk to her then. Huh? You're not alone in this, Akane. Daniel's important to all of us, especially to you. I can't bring myself to say anything to that. She isn't wrong, though. It's only at that moment when I realize my breathing has become very shaky. Your body's going through some serious mental and emotional stress right now. Trust me, I know more than anybody what a lot of stress can do to you. Yeah, at least with the way I write Monica, being non-self-aware. You'll especially see this in Captive Heart Amor Prohibido, but, like... yeah. But of course, this is Akane's story, not hers. Anyhow. You can't push yourself. Take a break when you feel like the world is weighing down on you. Okay. My voice is so shaky right now. It's practically a whisper. No offense, Akane, but I don't think you're in any condition to work. So let me give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? Okay. I get out my phone, scroll to Miss Yamaguchi's number, and dial. It rings for a bit before I hand the phone over to Monica. After taking it, she waits a few seconds before talking. Hello, Miss Yamaguchi? This is Monica Akiyama, and... Oh, Yume. Yes, I'm terribly sorry. Anyway, well, I'm one of Akane's friends, and, well... she's having a bit of a difficult time at the moment. Yes. Yes, you should see her right now. I'm seriously worried about her. Yeah, it's something so bad, it did take away that smile of hers. Monica starts to pace a bit as she starts giving Miss Yamaguchi a rundown of what was going on. I can hear bits of what Monica's telling her, but even then, not like I can hear both of them to have the full context. After a while, Monica starts heading back over to me. Okay, thank you so much, Yume. Yes, I'll tell her right now. You might be expecting a phone call from her later, though.
All of us are taking this very hard, but Akane... Yes, I think she needs this right now. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, I'll see about checking out the shop one of these days. Yuri's said nothing but pleasant things about you. Alright, thank you again. Take care, bye. What did she say? It seems she already had an idea of where things were going. It seems she already had an idea of where things were heading the moment I told her Daniel was in the hospital in a coma. Oh, right. I did kind of mention him to her a few times. There's nothing to be ashamed of, Akane. It's great that you and Daniel have feelings for each other. Well, no, but you didn't have to worry about getting teased every once in a while by her. I'm sure she didn't mean anything by it. Well, no, except now I'm wondering if my secret is out. From what little I have heard about those rumors, most people are convinced you didn't feel anything for him. We both know that's not true, of course, but they're just going to believe whatever they want. Which is something I kind of learned in my time in high school. Yeah. Well, high school, middle school especially. Middle school was kind of the worst for me between the two. For the most part, okay, getting made fun of for liking Cascada, that was something that kind of happened sporadically, but while I did get bullied quite a bit in freshman year, which was, of course, when that big mouth that I'm no longer friends with went and, broadcasted that to everyone in eating lunch. After that, I guess things sort of tapered off, and, I was mostly left alone, other than a few rumors about how, the reason that I didn't talk to anybody was because I was, conceited and full of myself. I'm walking around thinking, oh, I'm better than you, I shouldn't be talking to you plebs and whatever, and I'm like, no, if anything, I'm terrified of talking to people. To this day, I still have some bad social anxiety. Not as bad as back then, but it's I don't talk to people because it makes me nervous, and in some cases back then it's I almost feel should I be talking to you? Do you want to talk to me? What do I do? So more often than not, I'd end up just keeping to myself. So that's basically what that was, but you see what I mean, though? Sad, but true. Yes, definitely. Your secret is safe with me, though, so no need to worry. I still say you don't have anything to be ashamed of, but I won't let you down. Okay, thanks, Monica. No problem. Anyway, well, after I told Yume about everything, she said that she wanted you to take as much time off as you needed. What? But if I don't go in, what about my... Her exact words, and I quote, were, You just let me worry about her paycheck, Monica dearie. I'll make sure she's taken care of, so tell her not to worry about a thing. That's my voice of Monica imitating Yume. Yeah, so anyway. So then, from the sound of things, you're good in terms of bereavement time off. I don't know what's so important that Kotonoa needs to have all of us there, but she sounded serious. Yeah, she made it sound like there's some sort of madman out there who's got it in for Daniel and me, for whatever reason. I see. Hopefully we'll learn a few things. She said you got a letter from someone called A, who also delivered the cake to you. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Well... Oh, shoot, we better get going. I checked the time on my phone. Crap, you're right.
My cakes will burn.
Okay, well, anyway.
Since you don't have to go into work for now, meet us in the literature club, okay? You sure? Of course I am.
Sure, I'm sure.
After all, we consider you to be an honorary member. Thanks, thanks, Monica. Anytime. Alright, see you later, okay? Right.
I scurry through the hall, making sure I'm not late for class. I'm still getting some suspicious glances tossed my way, but I try to ignore them. For now, that's not my concern. From the corner of my eye, I spot Joriichiro eyeing me like a predator to its prey. Yuck. I also spot his friend / punching bag Wallace right next to him. But where's Gromit? No toast, Gromit! Okay, anyway. Great. I'm sure they're both aware I'm technically on the market again with Daniel in the hospital. At least by their screwed up logic. Just ignore it, Akane. You'll live longer. As I take my seat, I see Kodonoha waiting for me.
I managed to talk things over with Yuri during lunch. I know you've got your part-time job, but is there any way you can meet with us in the literature club? Actually, yeah. Monica took care of that for me. Okay, great. I filled her in on a few things, but I obviously left out some details. Either way, I'm glad to hear we're on the same wavelength. Since we need to address this to everyone, it's important we have you there. Yeah, I kind of figured. Alright, just a little bit longer now, but hang in there. I can't believe how fast these ghastly rumors about you have been spreading. It's unheard of. Joriichiro and Wallace already seem to know, as do Destiny and Momoko. I just confirmed that for myself. Well, that's just prime.
Well, that's just prime.
Why am I not surprised Bitch 1 and Bitch 2 already know? I know. With them in this school, it was bound to reach them sooner or later. Have they started planning anything that you're aware of? No, I haven't heard anything specific. For now, the only thing I can say is stay on your guard as best as you can.
Yep, I guess we forgot a word there. Oops. At this point, I'll just say, like, both of us were trying our best, but sometimes little things like this do slip through the cracks, and again, like, nothing in this sentence is misspelled, and, like, yeah, so sometimes it's hard to pick that up, but anyway.
I'll be keeping my eyes out for anything wrong as well.
As the bell rings, Kodonoha goes off to her seat. Himari comes in and takes her usual spot near me. I don't know if I'll be able to focus on anything with how I'm feeling. No, I have to try. Kodo's right. I'll just have to play it by ear and go from there. As I predicted, I couldn't focus on anything today. Well, no, scratch that. I caught a few things here and there, but I wasn't into it as I usually am. As I'm packing up my things, Kodonoha walks up and puts a hand on my shoulder.
Don't forget about our meeting, okay? I haven't. I'll be there. Good. We'll be waiting for you.
As Kodonoha walks out of the room, Himari approaches me.
What was that all about? Oh, it's nothing major. Monica and Kodonoha just needed to talk to me about something. Oh, I see. Did you need me to go with you? No, I think I'll be fine.
As much as I'd like to bring her, Kodo specifically said just me and everyone in the literature club.
This sounds like something very personal, so I'd rather not cause any problems for her.
Well, okay. Let me know if you need anything, though, okay? I don't know what I can do, but whatever it is, I'll do whatever I can. Yeah, thanks, Himari.
I take a deep breath as Himari leaves the room. I have a few unwanted eyes on me as I get up and gather my things, including the cake from that A guy. Okay, Akane. You can do this. Classes are over, and most people should be leaving. I just need to make it to the literature club. I'm still dodging some weird looks from people as I'm heading for the club room. What I wouldn't give to be invisible right now. No, don't let it get to you. They're just staring at you. And as my mother used to tell me all the time, don't let them intimidate you. You belong there as much as anyone else does. Which, yeah. And my mom and grandma were pretty much my biggest pillars of strength. So you can imagine losing both of them has not been easy on me. I mean, obviously to this day, like, I still mention and think about my mother, and lately I've been thinking about my grandmother, considering it's almost been, like, God, I don't even know how many years it's been at this point since her passing, but anyway. So what? It's nothing new, except for the fact it's almost everyone you're passing. Just ignore them, Akane, you'll live longer. Which is a thing that I usually say. Just ignore it, you'll live longer. So, yeah. Did I mention that, like, since Akane is a mix of me and Tarlene, so, like, yeah, some of the things that I would probably say and do, like, Akane would as well. So, anyhow. Okay, you're almost home free. This is the wing where less people are around. I just have to... Hey, Akane. I nearly tripped hearing that voice. It's Wallace. Should I really care about what voice I give him? I mean, I don't know what other kind of voice to give him, let's be real. Against my better judgment, I turn around to see that weasel Wallace right behind me. Or, oh wait. I have an idea. Hey, Akane! And it's only Wallace for that matter. Fuck my life. His ringleader Joichiro isn't anywhere in sight. I guess things could have been worse and I'd have to deal with the both of them on my own. Oh, hey. I say that as a courtesy, but Wallace seems to take it as an invitation. He approaches me kind of slowly and creepily. He's just standing there, menacingly, and... Oh god, it almost looks like he's trying to hold her hand with this. I have to say, Akane, you're looking extra scrumptious today. What? Who even says things like that? I don't know. I find myself backing away from him subconsciously. I just thought you should know that. You really are one of the most beautiful girls in the school, after all. Maybe even more beautiful than Charlotte is. Charlotte, as in Charlotte Clearwater, the exchange student? Who... In this case, she is talking about the character of Charlotte from Doki Doki Branching Paths. Who I was originally going to include in Chapter 2, but, well, time constraints and just the fact that Chapter 2 would have been, like, stupidly long without me cutting anything and deciding to make it into a trilogy. So, yeah, unfortunately, Charlotte's going to be saved for Chapter 3, but just in case you were wondering, like, yeah, who's Charlotte? The super devout Christian girl with glasses and Wait, never mind. If he thinks I'm beautiful or whatever, then why not say that instead of telling me I'm scrumptious or whatever? I'm a human being, not a muffin. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a cannibal. He's really making me uncomfortable right now. I tried to say the same thing to Destiny once. She punched me in the jaw. I didn't like that. I was just trying to be nice to her, but she acted so cold and mean to me. But you're not like Destiny, right? You're so much nicer than she is, right? His tone sounds really creepy right now. I don't like the way he's looking at me as he continues approaching me. I'm still trying to back away from him, but he won't take the hint. I know you're nicer than her, Akane. You're very polite, you're very pretty and polite to everyone. Destiny isn't polite like you. Momoko's a bitch, so I didn't bother telling her anything. Yeah, that was a tongue twister. Besides, I don't like her. I do like you, however. From the moment I first saw you. You've got such beautiful eyes, and I bet your hair smells really nice. Charlotte might have a body made for sin, but you, Akane... I don't know if... Come on, I'm being serious here. You're like the ultimate dream girl and a hottie with a body. In case I'm not being clear enough, I like you, Akane. I want you to be my girlfriend. What? I'm sorry, but... Oh, come on! Your dead boyfriend isn't here to protect you. Besides, that guy was a loser anyway. The nerve of him, walking around like he was such hot stuff, being in a club with 3 babes and a gremlin. It's not fair. He already has them in his harem. Leave some for the rest of us. And yup, Akane's really not having it anymore. Besides, he doesn't deserve someone as babelicious like you are. He's not dead, and you're the gremlin here, you little pipsqueak. I'll tell you what I told your ringleader. I'm not interested. Why does everyone call me that? And he's not my ringleader. Could have fooled me. My point still stands. Why doesn't anyone like me? Maybe because you go around telling girls they're scrumptious or whatever. I don't even want to know what you told that girl Charlotte. Only that I would love to spend a night with her getting her on her... You ugly little troll! You think that'll make a nice girl like Charlotte fall head over heels for you? She probably hates you for being a pervert, and for making fun of her religion. It's her loss, anyway. And the way you're talking about the Literature Club girls... It's no wonder they all like Daniel, but they hate you! What does that wannabe harem protag have that I don't? Some actual manners, for one thing. And he doesn't walk around telling a girl she's scrumptious like she's some kind of dessert. He won't go making fun of anyone for being religious, either. He's actually kind, respectful, and he knows how to treat someone right. Unlike you. Where do you get off telling me, read my lips? Forget it. You know what? Why do I even bother asking? If you're not going to see how much better I am, then why don't I just... Okay, I make a break for the club room. I don't know what he's going to do to me, but it won't be good. I know it. I feel him grab my skirt and then violently grab one of my wrists. You know what? Maybe I will read your lips. They look super kissable anyway. You gross little creep! I stomp on his foot so he'll let go, but he seems to just shrug it off. What's with this guy? Stop fighting it. Yeah, I'm just here like... And according to Nightmare Ninja, he showed this to somebody, and... I felt kind of like... when he told me that that person, like, she saw this and said that she knows guys like this, I'm like, oh god. Then again, to be fair, Wallace and ArdrethShadow do kind of take from, like, stories I've heard, like, some of my female friends, like, share with me over the years, so... yeah. I guess at this point, considering some of this is based off, like, stories I've heard, I honestly shouldn't be surprised that there are guys like this out there.
No! Stop! You're hurting my wrist!
How about I see what you... okay, I'm not saying that. Yeah, yeah, just... yeah, I just... well, you're supposed to hate Wallace, though, so... I desperately cry out for him to stop, hoping someone might hear me. I start hitting him with my skull bag, but it doesn't seem to faze him very much. That's when I hear a familiar voice not too far away.
Get away from her, you little bitch!
Natsuki comes around and decks Wallace right in the jaw, making him let go of me and stumble backward.
Run for it!
We run as fast as we can to get the hell away from him. Screw the rules, I have money. I mean, right now this guy was about to get super handsy with me. You're gonna regret that, you hear me?
I'm not done with you, Akane! Oh, I don't think so.
Hey Akane, can you do a few lines here? Okay, no. Like I said, and plus, switching voices around like that is just...
oh, I don't think so.
huh? Ah, crap. Natsuki and I made it to the club room, panting and looking behind us. It looks like that teacher managed to catch him back there. Well, they do say karma is a bitch, right? Maybe a bigger one than Momoko.
What happened to you guys? Why were you running?
Wallace, that's why.
Goodness, what did he do?
He tried getting super touchy with her, that's what! I look around the room for a moment. Everyone from the literature club is there, plus Kodonoe and Mio. They all go silent as I look at Natsuki in horror. She gives everyone a quick recap about what happened. I still feel so shaken up that I can't even talk right now.
It was a good thing I was passing by, or else he probably would have, well, you know.
Natsuki looks over at me as I take a seat at one of the desks.
Hey, are you okay? I'm okay. I'm just...
I look down at my hands. They're trembling as I rest them in my lap. Monica walks over and puts a hand on my shoulder.
Well, I can't say I'm on board with you punching him in the face. Something like sexual harassment isn't something we can ignore here. It looks like a teacher heard the commotion right after we hightailed it out of there. It's too bad I couldn't have shown up a couple minutes sooner. At least someone else saw, though. I'll see if I can bring it up with the headmistress tomorrow. Monica, you don't have to...
Akane, Natsuki is right.
There's no telling what Wallace could have done to you if she hadn't been close by. This isn't something we can sweep under the rug like it's not important. I just don't want there to be more trouble because of me. It's no trouble at all. Besides, I can't just look the other way and pretend it didn't happen. Especially not when it's happening to one of my friends. Well, okay. Thank you, Monica.
Before I can say anything, Sayori walks over and puts her arms around me.
We're just glad you're okay, Aki. Monica's right. School is supposed to be a safe place. No one should have to go through that. That's right. And that's why I won't let this stand. I never imagined Wallace would stoop so low as to do something so barbaric.
Yeah, Mio's voice and Akane's voice. Like, I would almost say that maybe Akane is an octave lower than the voice I'd give Mio, but oh well.
Somehow I'm not surprised. I used to think Jorichiro was the worst, but I stand corrected. Not even he's tried to do anything like that, as far as I'm aware.
Well, he has done other terrible things in other universes, though. And in one case, he is kind of responsible for a terrible fate that awaits Kotonoha in such a universe. Anyhow,
All this just seems so depraved in comparison.
halfway after what happened to his little friend, Jorichiro will think twice if he does want to try anything.
I was hoping that since we were all finally together we could start, but... Are you sure you're okay, Akane? I'll be okay, Monica. I promise. I'm just shaken up, that's all. That's completely understandable. Then perhaps we should have our discussion for another day. No, you don't have to do that. I'm here now and I already promised you. Well, yes, but after an experience like that, please, Kodo. I already feel bad enough making you go through all this trouble. Don't make me feel any worse than I already do.
Kodono looks over at Yuri, who's standing beside Sayori. They both look pretty nervous about this.
Very well. We just want to make sure we're doing what's best for you, Akane. I can assure you that it's no trouble at all. After all, a part of me felt like we'd have to talk about this someday. I just wasn't prepared to be doing it so soon. Initially, we didn't want to do this, but after consulting with Yuri and sharing the contents of both letters, we felt like there was no other option. Both of our mothers swore us to secrecy as to avoiding any potential danger befalling us, our families, and even our potential children. Most of the knowledge we're about to share came from our grandmother. Grandmother was well informed about our heritage. We learned a lot from her.
The whole room falls silent as all eyes are on the two cousins.
I think it's best we start with an old legend passed around our family. It's called The Tragedy of Tarankos the Tyrant.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Tarankos the Tyrant? I thought not.
Long ago, in a realm far from ours, there lived 3 siblings.
And technically speaking, we're getting a glimpse into where they came from for the very first time in this series.
There was Ardrethus, the eldest brother, Tarankos, the middle child, and Zoritha, the youngest sister. Each were blessed with proficiency in a certain branch of magic.
Blah.
Ardrethus was gifted with creation magic, using his abilities to help those around him. He was often seen as a charitable wizard of sorts. Zoritha was gifted with life magic, although it was said she often misused these powers. What made things worse was how she had no regard for the value of life. Finally, there was Tarankos, who was gifted with time magic. Unlike his brother Ardrethus, it was said Tarankos was, at times, misunderstood and looked at with disdain. Even so, he still had good intentions and a noble spirit. When Zoritha's lust for power became too great, both brothers joined forces to banish her. But that wasn't the last of her. From her prison, Zoritha was able to manipulate Tarankos. His spirit was already starting to waver once he realized he was seen as an outcast by those around him. Zareth used this to her advantage, planting seeds of mistrust and tragedy in her wake. She was apparently always seen as a seductress and a cruel manipulator.
That damnably audacious woman.
A major point she made was making him believe Articus was planning to stab him in the back. Tarankos didn't believe this at first, until he was involved in some terrible accident that left his mind fractured. Now twisted and driven insane, he confronted his brother, which led to his own imprisonment. From there, he was able to reach out to a cult of witches that were more than happy to answer his call. An all-female cult known only as the Dark Interlopers that hung on his every word. It was from him that the Dark Interlopers learned magic and dark alchemy. And that brings us to our family. At some point, a small group of these Dark Interlopers defected from the cult and were branded as blood traitors. So, you see everyone, our family is made up of generations of these blood traitors. Which puts us at a great risk. Any descendants of the Dark Interloper still serving Tarankos could find and execute us on the spot.
Saria lets out a small gasp as everyone else remains silent. Looking around, everyone has a terrified look on their faces. Everyone has a terrified look on their faces.
That is why Grandmother always told us to never go around revealing these secrets to anyone. I made an exception for Mio, but I trust her with my life. I never saw any danger in doing so, and she has kept her own vow of secrecy. And even then, I never understood the full truth myself. Kodo only told me a little bit about her family history, but not in this much detail. Okay, but that brings me to my next question. If it could put you both in serious danger, why are you telling us all this? Because it seems both Tarankos and Zareth have set their sights on Akane and Daniel. I don't know too much about Zareth, but based on what I know of Tarankos, he won't stop at one life. For whatever reason, he chose Daniel as his victim. By proxy, Akane also became entangled in this. I know you both would never go around lying about anything, but you have to admit, this all sounds kind of hard to believe right now. I probably would have written this off as a load of mumbo-jumbo if this came from someone else. I know it sounds very outlandish, but it's the truth. It's a dark secret we've had to keep for so long now. Tarankos does exist, and although neither of us have encountered them, so do Articus and Zareth. Thank you for sharing this with us. And thank you for placing your trust in us. The both of you mean a lot to us as very valuable friends. We'll do what we can to protect your secret. It's just a lot to process all at once. Thank you for building up the courage to talk about it with us. No, thank you for being so understanding. And it's just as you said, Monica. Yuri and I consider you valuable friends as well. Even so, we were kind of scared to see how you'd all react to all of this.
Admittedly, it sounds pretty far-fetched to me, but considering what I've experienced today...
Oh, wait. What about that letter? The one I got from that A guy? I strongly believe that letter, as well as that cake, came from Articus himself. Articus? If he's so important, why would he take the time to write me a letter? Or bake a cake just for her? I can't say for sure. Considering he's a master of creation, baking a cake is probably child's play for him. As for the letter, he has always been described as being a force for good. He most likely wants to atone for everything his siblings have done as well. That is most likely why. Seeing as the letter mentions Zaretha... did it again. Seeing as the letter mentions Zaretha is hoping to break down Akane into despair, she's got to have some nefarious plot in mind, just like her older brother Tarankos. How she intends to do that, though, I can't be certain. I wouldn't be surprised if Wallace's little stunt was part of that. Maybe even letting her get bullied to the max. You know, based on what you guys were saying and all. I know I'd break down if I had to worry about so many people coming after me like that. That is a plausible theory, Natsuki. There's no direct link to it, but there's nothing that disproves that theory either. I've never seen anyone at this school outside of Destiny and Momoko act so malicious over a single rumor. I've noticed that too. A lot of people seem to be invested in this rumor. A lot of them even adding to it. Classic mean girl behavior at its finest. I have heard that Zaretha was seen as immature, so you might not be too far off, Natsuki. What? Are you I was joking about that. Are you serious?
No, she's Kodonoa. I'm sorry.
From the stories grandmother told us, she did seem to be rather spoiled and so used to getting her way all the time. Perhaps she really was the equivalent of a self-absorbed egomaniac who only thought about herself.
Jeez, and I thought my family had problems. This Articus guy must be feeling miserable right now.
I would imagine he is, knowing his two younger siblings became so twisted and evil in their own ways. And again, Zaretha sounded like she was rotten to the core from day one. Tarankos at least started out as someone with decent values and morals. Ah, yes. Thank you for correcting me. One of his siblings became twisted and evil. The other one was already like that since she was born.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Okay, no, it's not Maybelline. I slowly start to zone out as the conversation starts to wind down, sitting at one of the desks as I let everything sink in. I just wanted today to be normal and uneventful. Instead, I ended up with the worst day of my life so far. I'm jolted back to reality when I feel a hand on my shoulder. Is that you, Satan? No.
Aki? You doing alright? Yeah, I'm fine. This is all just... Yeah, it's definitely a lot. That and just this whole day. Yeah. You can go home if you'd like. I'll walk back with you. Oh, but... After what Wallace tried, I'd at least feel a little better. And I'm doing this because I want to, Akane. We want to make sure you're safe. Well, okay. Can't argue with that.
Well, you could, but it would get you nowhere.
There you go. Let's go ahead and call the meeting for today. This day has been very stressful on all of us, but especially for you, Yuri, and Kodo, for sure.
Before I can say anything else, Monika goes to the front of the room.
Okay, everyone. Considering the gravity of the situation and the stress we have been under, I think we should end today's meeting. Let's take some time for ourselves to relax. Let's take our time. No. Let's take some time for ourselves to relax and remain calm.
Keep calm and carry on.
Oh, wait, Sayori? Yeah? Any updates regarding Daniel? I know you said you've been keeping in touch with his mom. So far, he's remained in a stable condition. They're not taking any visitors right now, though. Ah, I see. I was thinking about maybe trying to visit him if we could, but that'll have to wait. Keep me in the loop, okay? Got it!
As everyone starts to gather their things, Monika walks back over to me.
Let's take a moment to talk to Yuri and Kodo a bit just before we head out, okay? Yeah, no problem.
We make our way over to the two cousins, who seem to be having a conversation with Mio.
So has there been anything else on that night nurse case? Not much, but my father did say they've got a prime suspect now. Apparently her name is Ryoba Fukuda.
Huh. Why does that name sound familiar to me? I don't think I have met anyone named Ryoba before. Well, I would just say keep that in mind for eventually.
Kodo? Oh, Monika, it's you. Are you both holding up okay? Yes, thankfully. I know we said we were so nervous before, but now it feels like a weight has been lifted from our shoulders. That's good to hear. Thank you again for sharing all this with us. I want to assure you both that your trust won't be misplaced. Thank you, Monika. Meanwhile, Yuri and I will see what research we can possibly do on our end for Akane's sake. Years ago, Grandmother split her collection of ancient texts between both of our mothers.
Funny lady. Okay, well, anyway.
She did that in the hopes of keeping her collection from falling into the wrong hands. Grandmother had been holding on to these texts in the hopes someday Tarankos could be defeated. She felt as though the answer could have been in any one of those books and wanted to be prepared. The problem is she split them up in a very particular fashion. It might require a lot of back and forth between the both of us. Yuri, Kodo, please. I don't want you to stick your necks out more than you already have for me. I can never repay your kindness. Akane, don't be ridiculous. We aren't doing this because we expect something from you in return. We're doing this because you're our friend. We're doing this because you and Daniel mean a great deal to us, and we want to do everything we can. Well, face it. Whether you want it or not, you're getting our help. Kodo, there's no need to sound so threatening. Huh? I was only trying to lighten the mood a little, that's all.
I can't help but giggle to myself for some reason.
Well, there, you see. At least I managed to get a laugh out of you. Yeah, I guess you did.
Listen to the funny lady, Akane. The funny lady knows.
Rest assured, Akane, we'll do our best. I know you will, Yuri. I know you will, Yuri. After all, you're both hella smart, and I doubt anything could stop you when you're working together. You've got that right. Anyway, were you leaving? Yeah, I'm going to be walking back home with Akane since we don't live all that far apart. Alright, take care, you two. Don't be afraid to come to me either, Akane. I know we don't talk very much, but you're a valuable friend to me, too. Thank you, Mio. Okay, well, see you guys tomorrow.
Yep, see, like, having both their voices back to back does kind of wear on me a bit. You know, considering it's been over an hour at this point, it is probably a good place to cut it. So, anyway. The three of them wave us off as we head out of the club room. Blah. Okay, so then go ahead and put it there. And next time we will see what happens now. So we've had, well, if you've been keeping up with these mods, then I mean you already know the tragedy of Tarankos the Tyrant. So, at least, like, most of this you might already kind of have some idea about, but, well... I guess considering how long it's been... Like, it's been at least, well, close to... Let's see, the director's cut came out in January, so today is September 19th. It's been about almost 8 months since the last major mod release from Perfect World Mythology, so, I mean, hey, think of it as just a refresher. But, yeah, so next time, well, we're going to see what happens now that now that Akane kind of knows what she's up against. And just how kind of freaky and scary it all sounds at the end of the day. And then, of course, that's not including the fact that she has all the bullying to deal with, but anyway. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with What Else I Do. Later, folks.